agree with you. I feel like Beyond Gaming's comp is, when you think about the usual parameters for a parameter, sorry, for what a composition would look like, they're really lacking in, silent split push. They don't have strong engage. They don't have clearly winning lanes either. So it's, like you said, it's a Beyond Gaming comp. What does it do? Nobody knows. But are they good on it? They kind of are.
Yeah, I mean, they're good at all these champions, so that's their strength, and we'll have to count on their individual mechanical muscle to power through these fights. I mean, the first item spike will certainly be something to watch, given that we have an Akali and a Lee Sin, so the mid-jungle execution power will certainly be there.
Do want to point out we have an Aftershock coming in through Mission, so not your standard Predator, even though he has a lot of ability to leave lane. Or else I could think because he can leave lane pretty much pre-6 whenever he wants to. He just thinks that, well, I don't need the Predator to do that. So maybe
yeah, it could just be
train.
To make sure he doesn't get picked off by an Akali, who can do that if the Galio isn't too careful. But an early invade from BYG, not setting up for the level 1. Unfortunately, so not gonna start off with a massive gold advantage at the start, and we'll see if a stock standard start coming in from both the teams is still going to play to BYG's favor.
All right, Beyond Gaming, always known for rather slow openings but explosive team fights coming in from the mid game. They're certainly no strangers to things just going a little bit down tempo in the early game. Meanwhile, taking a look at the top lane, Liang has been chunked down quite a bit, but he's opening with 3 pots, so should be completely fine in this trade. Now going to the bottom lane, this is the lane I think a lot of people are interested in. Shun did play against Hurricane Gaming, but Hurricane Gaming definitely not as strong a contest here as Beyond Gaming. So we'll see how good they can deal here. The last time in the laning phase alone, Shun was up 1,500 gold, so I think he's definitely a player to watch out for.
Yeah, and he gets the Xayah pick again, which was the pick he played yesterday into, I believe, the Jinx as well.
Level 2 at the same time, the trade goes through. Both supports now on the AD carries, but Kino has a much harder time getting out, and he gets punished for all those emote spams that as he has to flash here.
Has to expend the flash, and that will be a nice pickup, but at the same time, Shun does expend a lot of his HP in that exchange. Thankfully, he does have 2 potions, and this is kind of what we see, is that to lane against the Aerie of Xayah, you do need some of these players are opting for the Doran's Blade, which gives you the extra survivability in an all-in trade, but it does set you behind when it comes to building your Mythic.
Well, it does seem like they might be going for the all-in route regardless. Hushot popping over the wall for some Krugs, as they do see Xin Zhao on the map, I believe. Yeah, they definitely do have knowledge of where Xin Zhao is. They caught him on the top side. Now the bottom lane, we actually had Chemo going in, Koala ticking down. He doesn't have the flash, but will survive for now. Shin holding his own and making sure he escorts Alistar off of his own tower. And Gemini even comes back to find some of his Krugs still intact.
So now we have both supports expending both of their summoners, but the big difference, of course, Shun having to use his heal, whereas Wako, on the flip side, still has his heal available to him. So slight combat advantage over to the side of CFO, and now Gemini wants to look for a possible play in this bottom lane. I don't know if it's going to be available to him, and he's just going to go ahead and back off. I guess he was looking for Raptors since they just respawned here, and Mission is getting close to level 6 now. So it's time to see what the side of CFO can start to do once those double globals do come online.
For sure. Where would you see this heroic entrance going? Your most likely target? Honestly, both of these silents are fairly easy to kill as they both feature 80 carries, so he could probably take his pick here.
Yeah, probably take your pick, but if you want to also utilize that Gangplank ultimate, you're looking for that bottom gank.
True.
Even though it is it can be difficult to dive in Alistar given how much CC he does provide. Pre-6, he's still going to be relatively easy to kill, even through that Aftershock.
We do see Mission does push in this wave, and this is a great roaming opportunity for him. He has the Ionian boots complete.
Yep.
And, you know, just needs some work to be done before he really starts moving. That's always the path that mid laners like to take towards the bottom lane. The most, just behind the red buff. Hino is hiding here for quite a while, but I believe both sides actually know that he's there, so don't expect much trouble here. Koala just gonna shove in this wave, and that's a level 6 Galio that could be very detrimental. Kino gonna do the same thing though, so the support's very much in tune. Is Koala gonna come in and shove another one? That would be very detrimental to him. He's actually just gonna walk away from this one.
Yeah, they say Husha.
He walks back? No way, Koala.
He doesn't
please,
see Husha.
please. Alright. He definitely overstayed that, and that's an easy first blood to Minji if I've ever seen one.
A little bit confusing there. Clement. As Koala offers himself up in that regard, and now Gemini maybe a little bit too far forward, will get caught out by the traps, but BYG not looking to push for the kill, and instead they will turn towards this first dragon. Gemini leveled down, so I don't think he'll look to jump.
Ooh, just as you say that, he does jump in and gets promptly escorted out. Husha's a little bit low here, so he doesn't want to potentially get killed by the Galio. Heroic entrance still up there.
I think they're looking now.
Down, but it's going to be
Koala's
very
respawn.
close. Oh, he does get the smite, flashes out, but still gets knocked up, and he's out! Kino might be the sacrificial cow here, as he finds himself amongst 4 members. But I think the rest of the team is fine with sacrifices.
Yeah. Ooh. Gemini takes some damage, but yes, for the most part, you're very happy with the trade, being able to get that first Inferno Dragon, adding a little bit extra damage. That's going to help get that first reset for the Jinx. However, at the same time, now you have you've expended your first Galio ultimate, and you only got. I feel like you didn't get enough for it. Certainly could have been a lot more by getting some sort of bot lane dive play set up, but you get something for it, and you still have the other global available to you. So now we should look to see how CFL decide to use this Gangplank ultimate, because I think when you're using Gangplank ult, you can use it in a number of ways, but always when it comes to these globals, you want to try and use it in a proactive manner.
Yeah, you know, it's always about the cross-map play for Gangplank. We have seen a lot of teams just go for proactive heralds and just kind of cannon barrage at the bottom side. That's definitely one way you could use it, and kind of a favorite way for PSG. But in this case, Beyond Gaming are the ones to start this one up first. They've consistently had the shove advantage in the top lane. No surprises with the matchup in the Gangplank. And it just doesn't look like CFO are going to defend this. They are lacking on critical ultimates here. And it will go over to Husha. He remembers to take it. I hate to say it, but we have seen teams just forget about Herald in the PCS. This will not be one of those times, for sure. And, you know, just thinking about the Herald, where do you see this one going? As Galio just warding up, nothing to see there. Or where do you think this Herald will be dropped?
I would certainly look for mid or bottom lane in this case. Of course, mid lane against the Galio, if you're able to break mid tower, that really hampers Galio's ability to just roam to these side lanes, as it becomes a lot more easier to track on the map. You can also look for this bottom lane, who Wako has done a pretty admirable job, given the fact that it is into the Xayah, and the Xayah is 1-0. Great power spikes again at this moment, because has the Dirk, has the tier, and also of course the lifesteal. So lots of trade power. As Rest, he could go for a 1v1.
Ooh, Young might be in kill range here. The cannon barrage really nicely placed, and that's the kill from Rest. As easy as that. That was almost too easy.
Yeah. Not respecting the gangplank at all, and he gets massively punished in that regard. Of course, the Sheen already acquired also has the Cull ticking. So Rest is in his comfort zone. Weak side top lane on a gangplank, and he gets to just flex his individual prowess.
But we have seen a lot of this scenes from Rest. He does well, and then the jungler comes and pays him a visit. The movement speed slow. He might get away from this one. Beautifully done from Rest.
It's too easy for this guy. Says, bring your jungle pressure. I'm still fine.
Still a good move by Husha here, as there is no cannon barrage, and I doubt that Rest wants to TP to this spot, so...
he does have
going to try and get the TP down,
Could
but
be a
let's see
Galio
if he...
as well.
Oh, just 1 HP off. Leon still goes in. He knows he's dead here, but will take down the first brick here, at the very least, and is trying to waste some time. Rest will get the kill.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned that the kill would get taken away by Gemini, but at the very least, now you have Rest with 2 kills. That pretty much evens up the extra gold Liang got for first break. So I like the trade there for the side of CFO, because now like Rest is very, very close to that Triforce, if not already with that extra kill. So scary times ahead for BYG, even though you're going to have a little bit more damage in the mid lane, right? With an Akali versus a Galio. Galio not known for his heavy damage, but a lot of CC lockdown for this mid game with this CFO composition.
Exactly, and there aren't many targets on Beyond Gaming that can survive a couple of chain barrels or just a parlay. It will be the Triforce into the backline, and at this point, it's a massive power spike compared to something like a Divine Sunderer. Both sides do spot each other out, but neither will fully engage. We do have a Cloud Dragon being started by Gemini here. Leon doesn't have the TP, so it is a straight-up 5v4. Let's see if Beyond Gaming wants to take this one. So far, it doesn't look like it. They are just going to continue to push for a little bit more. And Leon, because of that 2-0 on the side of Rest, is not going to go for the Orphan Axe here. He's going to put the Hullbreaker to the side. Instead, going to go for the Immortal Shield Bolt.
Yeah, it's not going to...
Minji?
Okay.
Gets taunted up, but looks like he should still be fine. Koala trying to look for the Dredge line. Does find the target, and there goes the ultimate. But Minji flies back in, and Koala has to flash out in response. So, a +1 flash on Beyond Gaming side.
Yeah,
wow. Rest.
What a chain. What a chain.
Beautiful stuff from Rest. I also like the APM spam there, just to make your opponent know that you've got the mechanics.
Yeah, we have a CS advantage for Liang, but it certainly doesn't feel like that has a factor here. Rest just absolutely dominating that matchup. And I mean, in that mid lane, it looked like Koala just wasn't on the same page as Mission. Mission wanted the kill onto Minji, and Koala didn't quite get that memo. So his engage or turn towards Minji was a little bit late, and as a result, it ends up costing him his flash, which is certainly a big summoner here for the side of BYG. However, as it stands, you know, this game is still dead even. So the next fight will end up coming around either one of these next objectives of second Rift Herald
that
or third Dragon.
Creepjacking. If you played Warcraft 3, that is what creepjacking is known as. In the meantime, Ninji taking a small scuffle with Mission right here. And Mission, even though being the tank, does pack quite a punch here. And this is what we wanted to see, the cross-map action going into the bot lane now. They will most likely equalize on this tower. Cannon Barrage is up, Heroic Entrance is up. Beyond Gaming paying full respects and keeping themselves a fair distance away from this tower. They will start to move in with the wave and with Galio showing. But you can see the pressure is really starting to mount. CFO at any moment could start to pull the trigger on those globals. As once again, I actually kind of like this play from Koala. He did give over first blood the first time, but this is just a great play to free the Galio on the map.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you have a numbers advantage when it comes to approaching this blue buff, so you're going to be able to secure that one, and if anyone face checks, you can pick them up.
Ooh, the Hex Flash in. Minji will get out, and there
Vods
is...
dead.
Yeah, he's got nowhere to go. They just dished him. What? I thought there was going to be a little bit more resistance from that, but once they saw Liang, there's like, oh, you're dead. We can't do anything for you. We're sorry. That was interesting.
Certainly wild, but at the same time, it's pretty inconsequential, though, right? Because there is no Dragon to take, and
there is a Herald, though.
Second Rift Herald, while it is up and available, Koala is respawned to come over and contest that. So, okay. On.
Everfrost onto one, but Alistar still has ultimate. Should be perfectly fine here. I just feel like Koala and the rest of the team, they've been oddly discombobulated from each other in this game. It's just so weird to see. Like, Koala pops into mid lane twice, gets killed, and, you know, CFO are trying to front a ramp, and once they realize Liang's there, they're just like, we're just gonna give him up without a fight. Like, you can tell the mission wants no part of that. He doesn't even win a war. He just like walks back. So kind of an interesting sequence of events here. But Beyond Gaming on the flip side, they will not contest this one, as they have the full stack of CFO on that objective already. And yeah, these teams are... I think the tempo of this game feels very weird. It's very low action and a lot of wishy-washy combat on the peripheries. CFO are finally going to commit to the first big confrontation here, trying to go for the mid lane tower. Liang is coming in. There is no flank
coming in. Akali.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there is a flank. Excuse me. But not going to fully commit to that one. It is a little bit late, and that was a Herald charge for absolutely nothing. Oh, that was a weird Herald, to be honest.
I mean, if you're looking at weaknesses from both of these squads, right, it has been the macro play when it comes to utilizing their compositions. And I feel like CFO, they've tried to remedy that by drafting globals, by going for the Galio in back-to-back games now to try and kind of say force answers. If our macro is a little bit behind the other team, we can cheat priority by just popping a Galio ultimate or popping a Gangplank ultimate in that regard.
True.
And BYG have also had similar issues, right? Their rotations haven't always been there, but now this is the fight. Dragon up available. Although neither team has to force the fight, they want to fight.
Minji is going to try and find the flank cannon barrage, goes down. Beyond Gaming get the objective before any contest from CFO. CFO are looking to
There's just no
head
action
towards the mid lane and try to take this one down, but that is a big cooldown for mission down already. Everfrost being used, he charges in, and in goes Minji into the 4-man. There's only a kick on one, but mission is going to fall down. Husha finds him on the edge there. Jungle for mid laner, but Liang gets caught, has to back out.
Woo!
And then Minji puts a lot more damage onto the enemy team to dissuade them from continuing. Overall mid for jungle, plus the flash, I think very small win for Beyond Gaming. They also hold on to their mid lane tower.
Yeah, so it ends up being a even trade, but Beyond Gaming, they get the dragon, so they come out slightly ahead in that regard, and it sets them up, or sets them better up for that Ocean Soul. But given that it was only second dragon, I guess that was why CFO were a little bit hesitant, but again, when it comes to CFO, they don't have a clear engaged player. Koala shines a lot more when it comes to counter engage or playing a secondary engage. And the issue is, when it came to Machi, he didn't have that issue because the primary engage role was essentially shared by Lee Kai, Jimian, those two, with a lot of the split push champions they would go for, like the Silas or the Camille. But now you take those big playmakers away, and CFO really struggle in that regard to start fights.
I'll be honest, I had no idea what Mission was trying to accomplish in that fight. Like, it's a free mid lane tower, and he used Everfrost and the taunt right in front of everyone.
And then he used his ult. So they don't even get the knock-up afterwards because he got kicked out of his ultimate. So it was the hero's blunder in that time.
If he just kept all his cooldowns, you just straight march down mid and take it. Don't you? Like, am I being crazy? I just feel like that has to be the go-to play, but CFO might get another chance to remedy the situation. Kino is looking for an engage here. Gets stopped by the Everfrost. But Kino will still find him.
Oh,
Mission, the cannon barrage onto 4, but it doesn't matter. Mission once again goes down. Rest has to TP in to save the situation. Kino could be looking for that second rotation. Gets stunned down. Can they find the Mad Cow? Will not get him. He survives. Koala tries to go forward, not finding the auto attack onto Liang. And once again, I'm just kind of... what? I'm just kind of confused at what Mission thinks he's doing. Like... hello?
Yeah,
What's the plan here, CFO?
We can clearly see that the Galio pick seems more of a stopgap solution to their macro, but it doesn't seem to fit Mission's playstyle at all, right? Last time around, in the previous game, he went Predator Galio, allowed him a lot more roaming potential early on, and he was able to snowball that by getting Shun ahead. This time around, they are not as snowballed in that bottom side. Yes, Shun's still doing very well for himself, has his completed 2 items, and is very, very strong. But Mission himself seems a little bit out of place. His power spike's certainly not there. He's put in a much more utility role, which he's clearly not comfortable in. Yeah. And it could also show, possible champ pool exploitation at the moment here.
People say playing tanks is easy, but I feel like in competitive, playing tanks is actually a whole different school of thought in its own, and you can kind of see that with Mission. Like, just his cooldown usage and his positioning is kind of weird in these fights. You can see the rest of the team is not really up to some of these adventures that he has been taking. So, overall, CFO are not in that bad of a position, but they have lost 2 skirmishes that have given kills or assists over to Minji. I think that is the most detrimental part about all of this. You really don't want to give any gold to Akali if you can.
Yeah, and if we compare the magic damage threat on both of these squads, you are going to lose a lot of that magic damage towards the late game portion with this Galio pick. On the flip side, you have an Akali. You're perfectly happy with the results. Now teleports coming in. This is, of course, 3rd dragon. This is going to be an important fight. But can CFO find the angles to actually execute? That will be the real question.
All right, I expect Gemini to go in, Hero's entrance onto him. That's, traditionally how you want to play this one. Everfrost used already by Mission, doesn't find a target, but a lot of damage being poured in by Rest. Good trades coming in here, and Kino just dies before using any abilities. Next one on the map is Minji. He does go into the backline, but doesn't find a target just yet. Husha kicks, but not the wrong target. He won't find Rest. He keeps alive. This is the day you will think that you almost caught Captain Sparrow, as Leon has to flash out as well. Mission finds a lot of HP, and this is much better fight coming in from CFO. They're going to turn immediately from Baron to Baron.
Oh, I mean, you clearly want the Baron buff, but there are couple low health bars, so it means that for CFO they're going to be forced to just go for a recall right afterwards, and BYG, they're going to get themselves onto Soul Point. If you're Liang, you do not want to contest it because it risks giving over that dragon.
We'll see how Leon tries to play this one. Lots of damage. Gemini being stuck in the pit right here. Will he survive?
Minji,
top right
he
out,
wants
here
it.
Comes Minji.
He's all by himself though.
1v4. He's just done it. He's dead. That's definitely a Minji moment. We saw that with his Ahri as well. Can Kino find anyone? That's the big question. At least Koala seems to be the answer. Okay. Oh, and they get Rest, finally. Kino is going to tank, use the minions, but he doesn't find the knockup onto Shun. Ignite ticking down. He will survive with the Eclipse. Well done for the rookie. And they get out with 3 Barons.
I mean, for BYG, they get a little bit of tempo. They get 2 Baron buffs off of CFO, but I mean, recall timer should be there as we get to see the replay. Minji, he just ends up going in by himself. Kino also never popping the ultimate. big issue. And then Huxia, he tries to be the hero, but I mean, 1v5 is not the answer. At the very least, they still get Dragon. So they will be put onto Dragon Soul. And for CFO, that was the curious part of moving towards the Baron, right? Because yes, you get Baron, but BYG, this is an Ocean Soul. Like, it's nothing to scoff at, given the fact that you are running something like a Galio, a little bit lower damage in the mid lane. You don't necessarily have that execution power onto Ocean Soul targets. So,
would you have preferred just the Ocean into reset? I mean, I guess that's definitely, you know, arguably a safer call given that instance, especially
it's the
with
more
Minji still on
conservative call. It also means that you get to force another fight. I think for CFO, you want to just try and force fights around your team fighting power right now, but you can certainly make arguments for both cases, because now you do get a massive gold injection. But the key thing is you have to snowball this, because if you don't get a large enough gold lead here, then the next fight for Dragon Soul becomes that much harder.
Well, I always take the gold in front of me as Russ finds a really good barrel chain onto Kino. Kino having some old man moments here. He's probably the only player that has a that you know is a dad currently, so has a lot to take care of. And we see the push in. That's already one tower. Talking about the gold lead that they must find. Minji trying to look for a flank, but Mission is very well aware of that. He's keeping the left flank completely covered with the top potential, and Kino gets caught again. Has to pop the ultimate in. They go. Koala just sectioned away from the rest of the team, and he has to flash out. He might not survive this one, but Liang is the one that actually goes down first. Minji could be coming in next. Can he get the stasis out? Has to flash out. Gets chased down, but Gemini goes a little bit too far forward, and that is the get excited. For Wako, no, he actually doesn't get an assist in that one, so doesn't get the extra movement speed. And Beyond Gaming, somehow through all of that, gets the right of way. They lose their top laner, but now they're rolling down mid.
Now they have to try and fight through to get to this mid wave. Doesn't look like Beyond are pushing fast enough, but we do have teleports coming in. They want to try and contest, and we still have the cannon barrage up available. Actually, Collector now done by Rest, so he is on 3 items, and these barrels are going to hurt quite a bit here as we get to see the replay. Koala, I mean, it was a good hook initially, but now the pathing afterwards just didn't quite make sense, as his team was pathing elsewhere, and that forces them into a bit of a somewhat rough position, but then it looks like they would be fine until Gemini overextended himself.
It's great use of the ultimate from Minji. He actually walks back to make sure that he has the escape path open after executing Minji. That was some real nice mechanics in the moment there. And I'll be honest, I feel like CFL is actually playing a little bit too timid. I feel like they have much stronger zone control than they think. Like, I feel like if I'm CFO, I'd be willing to step up in a lot of these situations and try to cover those gaps, you know, and make sure that Koala can go take the left flank or something. But so far, Beyond Gaming has found a lot of these fights where they're able to just snipe away players left and right, and you don't really think that's going to happen when you have a big umbrella protecting everyone, like the Galio. You are going to go in Void Staff this time for Mission. And this is a critical dragon, as it would land the Ocean Soul over to Beyond Gaming.
This is Ocean Soul on the table, and we can see that there isn't any heal cut besides Rest with his Mortal Reminder. And now Rest could come under fire. It is only Elysian, though, so I don't think he wins that 1v1. But the concern is someone else is trailing behind him, so... That's why he ends up just walking away, and now we get the Dragon Dance.
Beyond Gaming will be on the objectives first, but if you look at the map, Wako is not in a position to contest right here. The slow goes down onto Minji. Very good smoke bomb, making sure that Akali can't escape, and Wako will join the rest of the team. So Now we have Beyond Gaming looking for an angle coming down this ramp against a game plank. And not a place you really want to be. CFO,
Yep.
I think they have to be super happy with this position. Their coverage of the ramps is absolutely beautiful. And they will start on the Ocean Dragon. Husha, though, coming in from the flank is trying to find an angle. Kino goes in as well, but key is Minji. Can he find the backline? The answer is no so far. Shun actually goes down to a couple shots from Liang to the face. And that are all the carries gone. Out of nowhere, double kill for Akali. And CFO just collapsed.
And it looks like we're looking at a 2-0 for BYG. They are going to secure themselves that Ocean Soul in 30.5 minutes into the game. They've got a pretty sizable wave here in this mid lane, so I think they're going to try and end. We'll see if... I mean, honestly, I think this is just game.
Koala is trying to... Okay, I don't know what he's trying to do. I thought he was trying to cut the wave, but that is not the way you try to do that. And CFO once again, Beyond Gaming were the team that started it. Mega Bank, the downfall of CTBC. This is...
Oh.
I can't believe what I just saw. The will to fight on CFO just seemed so